This is a 2011 Kia Optima. The steering wheel is off on this car. I removed the steering wheel so that I can remove this inset from the steering wheel. And the reason I needed to remove the inset is that this cluster of buttons here on the left had broken off and fallen off inside the steering wheel. And the best way to repair that is to remove the steering wheel and this inset together. Keep watching this video and I'll show you all the details of how I did that. Here's how we remove the steering wheel. First, we want to start by removing the airbag. Disconnect this negative battery terminal. To remove the airbag, there are two small holes on each side of the steering wheel, and there's one more hole exactly like this at the bottom. So take a jeweler's screwdriver like this one and stick it in the hole, and there's like a little pin that you need to push. You need to find this pin and push it, and you'll know when you've got it because when you push it, the side of the airbag pops right out. I think you heard it pop out. Now I can pop it back in like that. When you release the three pins, the airbag comes right off. Here's a close-up of what the pins look like. These are the pins that we pushed in through the steering wheel cover. There are three connectors on the back of the airbag. The first one here is for the horn, and it just pulls right off. You just pull firmly on it, it comes off. These two are for the airbag. They're color-coded, so the yellow one goes in the yellow socket and the blue one goes in a blue socket. And to remove these, first you pry up this lock, plastic lock tab, and then the connector comes right out of its socket. And this connector right here has to be removed. It has a push tab in the bottom. It connects the steering wheel controls to the steering column. The steering wheel just has one nut holding it in the center, and it has a lock washer behind it. It's a 21mm nut. With the bolt removed, you can wiggle the steering wheel gently from side to side, and it comes out. When you take the steering wheel off, you flip it around, and it has 4 screws holding the rear cover. There's one here, and one of each of these deep holes on the sides. These 4 screws have to come out. When you do that, you can pry this back cover off of the steering wheel. Now be careful at the bottom. There are 2 locator pins that I'm going to show you in a minute. These are these locator pins, and they fit into these 2 holes in the steering wheel. Now the entire reason we had to go through this exercise is this screw right here in the back of the steering wheel that holds the inset in place. So remove this screw, and at this point the inset can be popped out. You can pry the inset out of the wheel, and you can use one of these plastic trim tools to help you with prying out the bottom. The bottom of the piece has 3 locator pins. They're plastic, and they go into those 3 holes. And you just have to be a little bit careful to pry these straight out so you don't break them. This is the button cluster that broke off. It has a plastic post at the base on both sides, top and bottom. Both of them broke, and we repaired them with super glue. This is the super glue that I used. I've had pretty good luck with it on molded plastic products. I'll include a link to this in the video description. everything is back together. It's pretty cool to have these buttons working again, because they let you toggle between these totally useful displays on the dash, as you can see. And you can switch on eco mode, which I don't know what that does, or you can reset, which if we had gone anywhere, this would probably reset the odometer mileage. So just as a comment, as you're putting everything back together with this steering wheel, just make sure that everything keys in correctly. By this I mean the locator pins and dowels. And if something doesn't feel right, don't force it. Just take it back apart, put it back together so it goes in right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.